right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kitty McCune, and I'm Chief Revitalization Officer and General Counsel for New Directions Housing Corporation. I want to welcome everybody to this wonderful event. As I was reminiscing about this and how this came to being, it does make me think about when they say that it takes a village, because this really has been an incredible undertaking of a variety of different people. So I just wanted to take you through sort of a short timeline of what I know about it and when I sort of entered the project. And that was back just a little over 2 years ago when I came to New Directions. And one of the first meetings that I went to was our neighborhood roundtable forums that we hold on a quarterly basis. And at the time, Max Monahan, who's with New Directions, was in charge of that. And Max had brought in 3 different groups that were from different neighborhoods, and they discussed sort of how they were using arts within their neighborhoods. It was a very well-attended neighborhood roundtable, and we got a lot of good interaction between parties. And Max was kind enough and smart enough to invite Sarah Lindgren to that meeting. And Sarah, as many of you know, is Louisville Metro Government's Public Arts Director. And so I got to meet Laura for the first time, and we talked about how excited New Directions would be to begin basically adding art into a number of our properties, and how we'd seen other organizations across the country do this and what a tremendous impact that would have. So Sarah contacted me in February, and we met just about at this spot. And Max was here, and Amy Luckett, who's also in the crowd, she was here too. And at that time, we got to be introduced to Bryan Holden. And Bryan had been chosen as the artist for the Fran Huding Award, the Art Award, and he was beginning to scout different places in terms of what he wanted to do. And so our response at New Directions was, well, look, we have over 100 buildings. How many do you want, and what would you like to put on them? So it really became a wonderful connection. And the great news is that this relationship really blossomed under the guidance of many, including Amy Luckett, who really was the point person on a lot of this. So I can't thank Amy enough for being here. And what's interesting is that good things start happening when you start collaborating. That's what New Directions is finding. So that the collaboration with Bryan led to our collaboration with Louisville Visual Arts. Louisville Visual Arts had their phone sort of ringing off the hook when Metro Government announced its Imagine grants of $250,000. Louisville Visual Arts approached us and said, we're getting a lot of contact from people who want to do things in terms of visual arts, but we really want to partner with you because we're hearing about this wonderful project here at Russell Apartments. And so the next step in that was really the relationship that we've begun building with the great folks at 1619 Flux, and the introduction to the Fran Huding family. And with that, of course, goes the support of the Fund for the Arts, who's been very intimately involved in that. And I think the thing that really strikes me about this entire project is it's not just about art. It's about community. And Bryan and Louisville Visual Arts both really worked hard to engage this neighborhood, this Russell neighborhood, to try to understand it more and let their art be driven by the members of this great neighborhood. And I think one of the most telling things about this artwork is when it was actually being installed by Bryan, one of our residents was actually walking, one of our residents of this apartment, and they approached Bryan and they said, "Is that ours?" And that's, that's the most wonderful thing that we can take about it, that they're taking ownership of this, that they understand that we're trying to bring art and beauty to this community, which quite frankly is already here. New Directions is a facilitator. We're trying to revitalize neighborhoods and empower them in ways that maybe they haven't been done before, but the greatest asset in these neighborhoods are the people themselves, and I think that's what this art reflects. So we're very excited to sponsor this special event to sort of officially unveil this artwork. And we love the fact that it really celebrates the intersection between art and community. And we think that's very appropriate considering that the Russell neighborhood, and really where we're standing, is designated to be the heart of the Russell Arts and Cultural District. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce a great patron of neighborhoods, a great patron of our city, and a person who works very hard for things that New Directions believes in, like affordable housing and revitalization of neighborhoods. So I'd like to introduce Mayor Greg Fisher.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon to everybody coming out on this cold day. Well, you wouldn't be here if you didn't believe in the value of public art and what it can do and the kind of statements that it sends about our city. But we've had challenges with the public art around our country. When you take a look at a lot of our public art, it doesn't represent the full diversity and the full beauty of our population that we have. And that's what's so important about today's announcement and future announcements as well, because art, public art, brings us together to think, to discuss, maybe in ways that we wouldn't if we weren't stimulated by that art. So it's important that art represents all of us and the beauty and the diversity of the population that we have. We certainly know that public art has brought new life and vibrancy to this intersection over here and by the African American Heritage Center as well. So it just puts smiles on people's faces when you see these two pieces back here or anywhere that you go to see public art. And when you think about the Russell neighborhood, Russell was once known as the Harlem of the South, teeming with art and artists and nightclubs and life. And this is what we see coming back to Russell, and we're very happy about this. A lot of folks have come together to make this happen. Fund for the Arts and 1619 Flux for the Fran Hudig Public Art Series. We say thank you to them. New Directions, thank you for the good work, Lori, and your team that you all do each and every day. We appreciate that. Bryan Holden, good job, man. You were busy piecing all this together. Looks fantastic. And then Sarah Lindgren from our city who runs all of our public art, thank you for coordinating this. I want to say special thanks to Manfred Reed right here. Manfred is a community treasure. He's also one of the few recipients of the city's highest honor, an award, and that's the Martin Luther King Keeper of the Dream Award. So Manfred, thank you for being prominently displayed here. And joined by let's hear it from Manfred Reed. Yes, sir. And then Alexia, what can we say? I'm glad you got the Cardinals wrapped around you there. We could have used you last night a little bit in the last couple minutes. But thank you so much to have your beautiful face up here and talking about the future will be inspiring people for a long, long time. And when you have as many birthdays as Mr. Reed here, you can come back and look there and tell your great-grandkids, that's me up there. And I remember that cold February day when we were talking about this. So thank you, Alexa. Let's hear it for her. One of the things we launched, as you all know, about 3 weeks ago was a series called Lean Into Louisville. It's really an unprecedented series and discussions about all kind of issues that we can teach people more about all forms of discrimination, racial discrimination, religious, sexual orientation, whatever it might be. When people learn, they're more open-minded and they don't discriminate. That's what Lean Into Louisville is all about. And as part of Lean Into Louisville, we are using public art as a way for people to have those conversations. So coincident with today, I'm proud to announce a new grant opportunity through the Public Space Art Fund. We're calling this program Untold Stories in Public Spaces. This grant will support projects that memorialize and or celebrate a narrative that hasn't been recognized through an artistic lens in Louisville's public spaces. We're looking for great ideas and great stories to tell through public art in our city, in any art form. And with Lean Into Louisville, we're looking for stories of diversity and pluralism. And no offense to people that look like me, but not people that look like me. More the rest of our community that has not been memorialized in public art for way too long. So this is an opportunity to lean into Louisville with public art in a public space. It's a $75,000 grant opportunity that can be distributed between one or more projects. It's open to any nonprofit 501c3 organization that wants to partner with an artist or artists. And we created this grant opportunity so we can see more public art pieces like the beautiful ones that you see behind us right here. Deadline to apply is April 30th. Sarah Lindgren is right here if you have any more questions on that. And we'll be putting information out through the press and also online. You can go to louisvilleky.gov and check it out. So let's get our artist community, Brian, behind us like what you guys always do. You're phenomenal. And let's come up with some pieces that really promote thought, educate folks so that we can all appreciate each other regardless of who we are or what we look like. So congratulations to everybody here today. Thank you. We are honored to be in the heart of District 4, and that would not be complete if our councilwoman was not with us. Please welcome Barbara Sexton Smith.
Thank you, Mayor Fisher, and thank you so much for your incredible vision for the last 8 years and the next 4 years, and who knows what may come after that. And thanks for your lifelong support of the arts. I don't know if everybody realizes it, but laced across the front of one of the Fun for the Arts umbrellas in recent years was a statement that said, "Arts are the soul of the city." I remember the day hosting the Fun for the Arts kickoff many years ago when Mayor Fisher stood on the stage to kick that campaign off. It was 8 years ago, and you were the guy that said that first. And I don't think you've been given credit, and I know you would never claim credit. So everybody give it up for the soul maker of Louisville, Kentucky. Got to remember who brought you to the dance. That's what my mama always said, Manfred. Well, as Mayor Fisher's already said, welcome to District 4. But more importantly, welcome to the heart of the beautiful, historic Russell neighborhood. And there couldn't be a better place to have a magnificent art unveiling where our inspiration meets our aspiration. We'll hear more about that, I hope, from Bryan, because I can't wait to hear him talk about how this piece became a vision and now a reality that will help transform all of our lives. But I know this. Have any of you gotten up close to these pieces to notice what Bryan used to create these magnificent works of art? I wasn't sure until I walked up there and I went, oh my goodness, that's what that email was about that I received a long time ago that said, if you know anybody that would like to donate some keyboards. Have any of y'all got an email that said, do you know anybody who can donate some keyboard? Oh, look at that. That's outstanding. I don't know if it was Bryan that sent it to you or if I sent it to you because I forwarded it. And I just hope that some of the Humana employees' keyboard keys are up there because I asked them to donate them. I don't know if they did or if they did not. Something I want you to think about. Louisville, Kentucky has produced and attracted the greatest artists, visual artists on the planet. I really, truly believe that. In all the years that I worked and served at the Fund for the Arts, I tried to promote fantastic local art. You don't have to go somewhere else in the country. You don't have to go to another continent to get great art. We've got the greatest art that you can get right here. And if you don't believe me, I would love for you all to look up two artists and compare their work to this work right here. And Bryan, you didn't know this was coming, buddy, but I have studied Vic Muniz very carefully. He's the most famous international artist ever to come out of Brazil. And he uses all kind of odd objects to create his artwork, but I've never seen something like this come out of his studio. Now, he is the guy that got millions of dollars of diamonds donated, and he's the guy that created the black velvet faces of all the great beauties of all time, starting with Marilyn Monroe and so forth. Another great artist to think about is Chuck Close, C-L-O-S-E. He's sometimes revered as one of the greatest artists that ever lived that can take things you don't think of and create great artwork. He uses real squares to do this. Bryan Holden, your work is right up there with Chuck Close. Yes, it is, and I hope they play this for everybody to read. All right, ladies and gentlemen, when you walk up there, there's one more thing you need to notice. You'll see a red, a white, and a blue, and a gray. You may be able to spot them on the bottom row. I asked Bryan if I could be the one that says this. May I still be the one that says this? It's so incredible. You see, the gray cube or key has the number 4 on it, meaning F-O-R. But it's the number 4. And Mayor Fisher, it's not because we're in District 4, okay? And then the next 3 keys have A-M-H. Those are his father, who has transitioned, his initials, and his son's initials for my dad and my son. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium J.P. Davis, because together through the arts we create a great American city.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Hi, everyone. I'm J.P. Davis, Fun for the Arts. We're super happy to be here. Look, arts and culture shape the soul of a city, and we know that. And the Fun for the Arts, more than ever, is committed to leveraging the power of arts and culture in this community to move community agendas forward. And what's really cool about this, arts tell stories. This is a story that's going to be told for a really long time. Alexia and Manfred, your story is tremendous and it's inspiring. Louisville is a destination city for arts and culture. Not many cities can brag about that. We're a destination city. We're over 17,000 jobs in this city. $500 million industry of arts and culture telling a story. And I'm here today to honor the legacy of Fran Hudig. Fran Hudig was an employee of Fun for the Arts for 17 years. And I did not meet her, but I've heard endless stories about this woman. She was a force of nature. She enjoyed her margaritas, and she was a loud proponent for arts and culture, particularly in neighborhoods where there's an underserved underabundance of public art telling important stories of neighborhoods. And this series is made possible by the family of Barbara Nichols and Kara Nichols and the beautiful, talented people at 1619 Flux on West Main. I know I see Gwen here in the back. And a partnership with Fun for the Arts. And it's a series. This is the second part of a series. The first artist selected was Braylon Stewart. Sweet Peaches, you can see over here, Love Louisville over here, which has become sort of like the poster campaign of the city. That's one of three selections that was in the first year. Bryan's this year, and we're finally unveiling this, which we're super excited about. And yes, I was a part of the campaign that donated keyboards for this, which when I first heard the concept, I couldn't picture it, but now seeing it, it's unbelievable. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I do want to say we are so proud to lean in with you, Mayor Fisher. The Fun for the Arts is committed more than ever to lean in. And you're a rock star, your team's a rock star. Barbara, you're an amazing leader for this district, a loud supporter for the arts, which we love. Sarah Lindgren, we love working with you. The collaboration that the Fun for the Arts has had with Metro government the last few years through the Cultural Pass, the Imagine 2020 plan, the cultural blueprint for the city, and the public arts that we're leveraging with private dollars and public dollars, we're so proud of. And it's been a big success. So we're super happy to be here. Thank you for having me, and congratulations to the two of you. You're a rock star. And with that, it's my honor to introduce Bryan Holden.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My remarks are going to be very short. If I didn't write something down, I would ramble on forever and still not say what I wanted to say. So I'm going to read off of my notes here. When I was selected to create a work of art for the Russell neighborhood, I would have never imagined that the artwork would touch so many hands before the project was actually completed. Thank you all of the people and the organizations that made the project possible. The Fran Hutig Public Art Project, Louisville Metro Government, Fund for the Arts, 1619 Flux, New Direction Housing Corporation for providing us a wonderful home for the artwork. But most importantly, the community. The community worked together to donate over 2,500 keyboards, many coming from Humana, Bluegrass Recycle, and many small businesses and individuals in and around Louisville. The community also helped with many workshops to remove keys from keyboards and organize them. Most importantly, the community submitted the information that the artwork represents. It represents the importance of education, it represents history, community, leadership, and about what the older generations can teach the future generations. Each day, most of us have interactions with someone younger than us. As adults, it's our responsibility to be positive role models and to take the wisdom that we have gained through the years and teach that wisdom to the younger ones in our lives and inspire them to be successful in whatever path they choose in life. And hopefully they will do the same for generations to come. I would like to introduce the two people that the artwork represents. First, Manfred Reed. Manfred is a lifelong resident of the Russell neighborhood. Manfred has won many awards for his leadership in the neighborhood and is a true inspiration. The second is Alexia Weaver. Alexia's first involvement with the project was at the Russell Spring Festival during one of the community workshops. Alexia is a bright and hardworking third grader and aspires to be a dentist when she grows up. And thank you to her mother and father for allowing her to participate in the project. Thank you. That's all that I have. Manfred, Alexia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the village. This is the hopes and aspirations that we intend to bring to the city of Louisville. And there's so much energy and so much support that we've received that it is totally unbelievable. And we want to give our complete thanks and appreciation to the entire community. And we want to start with our mayor and the devotion that he has given to the city at large and made the Russell neighborhood the focus of the city's intent to revitalize our entire community. Beginning with Russell, we're dealing with home replacement and to set the pace for the complete renovation of housing for our residents throughout the whole neighborhood. We have so many people that are with us in this. One of the biggest and most enthusiastic partners that we have is New Directions. And their work in this neighborhood has, you can already see the results of their input as we brighten the neighborhood with the arts. And it is such an honor to be selected as a part of the enhancement of the arts in the neighborhood. And I greatly and deeply am humbled by that presentation and the work of Mr. Bryan in terms of bringing vibrant ideas into our neighborhood and lifting up the hopes and aspirations of the residents that live here. As you can see around you, we have so much to be thankful for in terms of the current revitalization and building of homes in the neighborhood. The African American Heritage Center, and that, well, somebody had already mentioned the sweet peas and the art that's going up in and around the community, and to forever to uplift the spirits and hopes and aspirations of the people. We're going to do this to the best of our ability, and it's kind of chilly out here, so I'm going to cut it short so we can get in and have some cake and punch. But I want to thank you so much, and I want to bring the future leader of the Russell neighborhood, Alexia Weaver, here now. And I want her to give some remarks in terms of where she wants to go in life and her contribution to the neighborhood.
My name is Alexia Weaver. Glad to see all of you.
All right, thank you. That's our hope and aspiration for the future. We intend to raise our children where they can take the leadership and bring about self-governance within the neighborhood, where that all of our residents are a functional part of the activities, the hopes, the dreams, and the future of the Russell neighborhood. So I thank y'all so much, and I'm going to close it so we can go in. Okay.
I just want to wrap things up by saying thank you to everyone for coming. I would be remiss if I didn't mention one thing in terms of arts. We have a lot of visual arts going on here today, but some of you may not know that just around the corner here, actually on the wall that this is hanging on, is something called the Russell Theater. And it is beginning to blossom here right on this corner. It is a theater. It used to be the auditorium and cafeteria for Russell Junior High School, or Madison Junior High School, excuse me. And we have been working over the past year with a group called FaithWorks. They are putting on some really stupendous standing room only performances. So I encourage you, if you would like some information on that, I'm happy to send it to you. We hope to, with FaithWorks and perhaps other arts groups, begin to have improvements done to that to make it even better than it already is. But it's a true statement about how arts are really beginning to take root and flourish again in this very historic district. So with that said, if I can have the folks that Alexia and Manfred and a couple of the speakers stay out here for a few minutes for pictures. The rest of you can go around the corner here, get warm, and have some refreshments. Thanks a lot.